there, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking with you about how to look expensive on a budget, and I'm also going to be sharing with you why it's important that you try to look expensive on a budget, of course. So I will talk about that at the end of the video. So just be sure to stay till the end of the video so you'll understand and hear my explanation as to why I think it's important that you want to look expensive and chic. Because, you see, I see a lot of these videos talking about, how to look expensive on a budget, but nobody really, goes over and talks about why you should and why it's important. So stay tuned to the end so you can see my explanation as to why I think it's important. All right, guys, let's just get into the video. Okay, my first tip on how to look expensive on a budget would be jewelry, to use jewelry. So this particular jewelry that I have on right now, as you can see, is from Ana Luisa Jewelry, and I recently stumbled upon this brand not too long ago. I've seen different YouTubers on here mention the brand and show their jewelry, and I just fell in love. There are a few things about the company. Their items, all their items are tarnish free and long lasting. They use only the most noble metals, and all their pieces are super affordable, starting anywhere from $39 and up. I mean, you really can't beat that. And their goal is to achieve zero carbon footprint by the end of 2020. So it's a good brand. They're focused on sustainability and, helping out the environment. So, you really can't beat that. So the first item I want to mention is this piece here. And it's just such a pretty and dainty necklace. It has like a little pearl here. And this piece is called the Naomi on the site. So it's just a very, again, beautiful, dainty necklace. And you can wear it, in multiple ways. You can wear it with a casual outfit. You can wear it with a dressed up outfit like I kind of have on today. And it's just a very versatile piece. And I love it. I love pearls. To me, pearls in general just kind of elevate your look and elevate your style just that much more when you wear pearls. Because when I think of pearls, I think of, older women. I know that sounds crazy, but I think of older, sophisticated, classy women who have their life together when I think of pearls. So just a very dainty piece. And again, this one is called the Naomi. And this other piece that I have on, this piece is called the Lev, and it's just, think of Lev, L-E-V. I will try to pop pictures of the products as I'm mentioning them, as well as showing you close up so you can kind of see them a little bit better. But it's just a heart-shaped little pendant here, and just a rope, kind of a detail chain. So just a very beautiful, again, dainty piece that you can wear in multiple ways with multiple different outfits. And I particularly got these two pieces so that I can layer them, because I think that's a cute look. Any kind of layered necklace is just layered necklaces are just, to me, just beautiful and just simple and elegant, and just kind of elevate your style a little bit more. The next piece I have is this ring here, and this is called the rope bold on the site. I just love rings. If you've been watching me, I love jewelry and I love rings, and I love like this rope kind of effect that this has. I've been trying to find a ring, ring like this for a while. So I just love this ring. It's just so pretty, and I love the rope detail. It's just something different, I can, wear it with all my jewelry that I have in my collection. This would, go perfectly with those pieces that I have. So I just love these pieces. Again, you can, wear these necklaces on their own. They will look fine, or you can layer them up like I have. They have several, affordable pieces on the site. So I will leave a discount code down in the description box if you want to check them out. My discount code is Crystal M10. So I will also put it down in the description box just in case. And I will link the website as well if you want to check these pieces out, or just get you some different pieces. They have all variety of pieces on the site, and like I said, they're just super affordable and will just match perfectly with any outfit that you plan on rocking this fall and winter season. So yeah, that is my first tip as far as looking expensive and chic on a budget, and that is with jewelry. And my second tip would be to wear neutrals, or if you don't want to wear neutrals, you know, head to toe, then you can also, you know, incorporate a pop of color. So I love neutrals. I'm for sure a neutrals girl, especially in the fall and winter season. You can't go wrong with just a neutral outfit. I mean, it just elevates your style and just, you know, make you look that more expensive when your entire outfit is just neutral. And that can be, you know, all black, or, you know, like an all kind of beigey color like I have on today, or, you know, just monotone, which is just one color, you know, head to toe, or, you know, black and white. I love that combination. I mean, there's just so different, you know, there's so many different combinations that you can incorporate into a look, as far as neutrals are concerned. But if you want to wear like a pop of color, you know, I would suggest, you know, maybe, you know, wear a pop of color like in a lipstick, or, you know, wear a pop of color, you know, in your handbag, or, you know, anything, you know, any kind of way that you want to add just a little bit of color, you know, that's, you know, I think that's cute and makes you look expensive as well. But you just definitely can't go wrong with wearing neutrals. It just elevates your outfit and make you look just that much more expensive. So yeah, that would be my second tip, is to wear neutrals. My third tip would be designer accessories, or adding designer accessories to, you know, your neutral look. I know it's kind of contradictory to, you know, what this video was about, which is, you know, looking expensive on a budget. But in my opinion, you know, you can find some really nice designer luxury pieces for a really good price. I'm going to talk about that later on in the video. But I mean, that to me just elevates your look and makes you look that more expensive when you have designer pieces. And you can, you know, start just with like some sunglasses. You know, sunglasses are expensive. Designer sunglasses are expensive, but they're not as expensive as like the shoes or the handbags. But I just have these Prada sunglasses. I've had these for years. They're probably considered vintage now, considering how long I've had them. But I just have these Prada sunglasses, and when I wear them, I automatically just look chic and, you know, put together, and, you know, very, you know, luxury and expensive looking. And they were not expensive at all. I can't remember how much I paid for them because I got them several years ago, but I'm sure they were under $300 or $400, which I know it's a lot. However, you know, you can find these secondhand, and that's another tip I'll go over in a little bit. And also have some Ray-Bans. They're a little bit more, they're considered designer, but they're a little bit more affordable than like Prada or any of the other luxury brands. So you can start there with like some Ray-Bans if, you know, you can afford the like Prada and, you know, those kind of brands. Also, I have my Prada handbag here, and I love this bag. This is a staple handbag that I wear in the fall and winter time. I think I've mentioned this before, or I will be doing a luxury handbag collection video that this is featured in. So I'll talk about that a little bit, you know, in another video. But I think designer accessories are just another way to just pull it together and just make you look, you know, super classic and super, you know, luxurious and expensive and put together. So that would be my next tip, would be designer accessories. Okay, my fourth tip would be wearing properly fitting clothing, or tailored clothing. You know, it's one way that you can just kind of elevate your look is just to wear clothes that fit, or, you know, that fit your body. You know, you don't want anything that's too tight and too restricting that's gonna just squeeze the life out of you. Or, you know, also don't want to wear anything that's just too oversized and just so baggy to where you just look like, you know, slump, you know, like a slump, or too frumpy. So I would recommend, if you do have a piece that you love and it's just too big, you know, you can always get it tailored. You know, that's just one way to kind of look, you know, pulled together and just, you know, expensive looking, is if your clothes fit. I know that sounds, you know, like duh, but really when your clothes look good on you, you automatically just look that much better when your clothes, you know, actually fit you and when they look like they were made perfectly for your body. So that will be my next tip, is properly fitted clothing or good tailoring. My next tip would be designer dupes. So if you're not, you know, you can't afford the designer, you know, pieces, then you can also look expensive by wearing some of the designer dupes. There are so many stores out there that have so many designer, you know, knockoffs, I guess you could say. And I don't really want to say knockoff, because knockoff implies that the piece was made to look exactly like the designer. But when I say like dupes, I mean they look similar, but there's no branding on it to make it seem like it's that product. So I used to, wear, the knockoffs back in the day. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do, but I personally wouldn't do that now that I've gotten older. But I do have a few pieces that I want to show you that are kind of designer-esque. I have some shoes that kind of look very Chanel-like. They have like this quilting and they look just like the Chanel shoes, or just like, some shoes that you would get from Chanel. So that's just one way to kind of elevate your look, is to get something that kind of looks like the brand or the designer brand. So I got these from Zara, and when I say they look, similar to Chanel shoes, they do. So they're just very cute and minimalistic as well, but they look like a designer brand. And I also have these loafers. They kind of mimic the, the famous Gucci loafers that everybody and mama have. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get them. I don't know if I want to quite splurge on some shoes like that, because I have a whole bunch of shoes and I just don't think I'd get my wear out of them. So I'll stick to the designer dupes. And I got these from Target, and they're just, some simple, Gucci loafer dupes that, can, give me that designer look without that, designer price tag. Okay, girl. And then I also have this blazer here that I showed you guys, and probably, you probably should have seen this styled in the beginning of the video, but it is just like a tweed houndstooth blazer that I got from Zara. Zara does good with the designer dupes, y'all. If you want to look, want that look for less, then Zara's where it's at. I love Zara. I do a lot of Zara hauls on here, as you guys know, they've been watching me, and I love Zara. But it's just a very Chanel-esque type of blazer, because it's tweed, and Chanel is known for the tweed. So, and I most certainly can't afford a tweed blazer, so I just stick to the dupes. And that's, from Zara. So I love this blazer. I mean, it looks very Chanel-esque. If you didn't look at the tag, you would think it was from Chanel. So yeah, I love this piece. But that's just one way to look, expensive, is just, to go the designer dupe route if you can't afford the real thing. So that's my next tip, is to try out the designer dupes. My next tip would be steam clothing or iron clothing. You don't want it to walk around looking wrinkled. And I know sometimes I can be guilty of that, especially my try-ons. I know y'all probably get tired of me trying on wrinkled clothes, but I don't like to iron them because I don't know if I'm going to keep them. So I don't want to spend all that time, because iron and steaming is a task. I absolutely hate it. I hate to steam my clothes. I hate to iron it. But if I want to look, put together, and I know I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be seen, I have to steam my clothes. But for the most part, I hate to do it. I try to avoid clothes that require a lot of steaming and a lot of ironing. So, but that's just one way to look, put together and look like you actually care how you look, is to steam and iron your clothes. I'm always getting on to my son. He's in middle school, and he is infamous for, or he used to be, he's gotten better, but he used to be horrible about, going to school with wrinkled clothes. So, but he's gotten better at that, thank God. But yeah, so that's just one way to look like you care, and look, put together, not necessarily look expensive, but at least look like you have your life together when your clothes are steamed or when they're ironed. So yeah, so the next time you go out and you look in the mirror and you got a few wrinkles, yeah, go on and press those out, because yeah, you want to look like you care, you want to look like your life is together. So yeah, that's my next tip, would be to steam your clothing or iron your clothing. My next tip would be to wear like natural fabrics, or clothing with natural fabrics like cotton, linen, wool, silk, those kind of fabrics that are naturally made, that aren't, like synthetic fibers. To me, in my opinion, clothing that, is made, out of natural textures and natural fabrics, they just look more expensive. They don't look quite as cheap looking. But, one way that you can kind of get away with wearing, clothing that is not made from natural fibers is to keep it neutral. you know, just keep an all neutral look, because it's especially all black, because it's hard to tell if something is cheap looking if it's neutral or if it's all black. But if you get something that's not in the neutral family, just make sure that, you know, you try to get, you know, things that are made from, you know, cotton, 100% cotton, or, you know, linen, or, you know, natural, you know, fabrics. Because they just look expensive, and the clothing is more expensive because of the fact that they are made from, you know, natural fibers and natural textures. So just try to keep that in mind when you're, you know, going out shopping, is to look for things or pieces that have, you know, natural, you know, fabrics in them, because it just makes your look that much more elevated when you have clothing that's kind of made from, you know, the natural fabrics. So yeah, that'd be my next tip, would be to wear clothing with natural fabrics. My next tip would be makeup. I know not everybody wears makeup. You know, I love makeup, as you guys know if you've been watching me. I'm always wearing makeup when I film my videos. It just to me just makes me look put together, and just makes my look just that much more polished. But I know not everybody wears makeup, but you don't have to do a full face beat, girl. I mean, you can just, you know, put on some concealer and some mascara, do your brow. I mean, you know, you can keep it as minimalistic as possible. I think I have a video on my channel where I show you how to do minimalistic makeup for those who don't like to wear a lot of makeup, because I know not everybody's a fan of makeup, you know, but to me, in my opinion, it's in my opinion, or for me, it's the difference between looking like I just woke up, or that I'm, you know, tired and sleepy, and looking like I got my life together. When I don't have makeup on, I do notice that, you know, I look tired, you know, because I probably am tired, but I have dark circles. So whenever I'm not covering that up, I just look sleepy and tired. So I like to wear makeup to conceal my dark circles. And sometimes I don't wear a full face. I'll just, you know, put on either some, you know, concealer and just conceal certain areas, and put on some mascara or some falsies, and do my brows, and do something with, you know, like a lip color, very nude lip color, and that's it. You know, like today I have a full face, but, you know, most days I like minimalistic makeup. So it's just a way to kind of, you know, bring the look together and make you look more polished. Is, you know, when you're wearing makeup, you don't have to, like I said, wear a whole lot of it, but sometimes a little bit goes a very long way. You know, if you just want to, you know, dabble into a little bit of makeup just to kind of see how you feel about it, you know, because you never know if you like it until you try it. Makeup is just, you know, one of those things that either you love it or you hate it, but I love it, and in my opinion, it just makes you look, you know, more awake and more presentable when, you know, you have makeup on. So at least in my opinion, I look more presentable, okay, when I have on makeup. And I just love a good red lip too. To me, that just totally sets off a look and just makes you look very expensive and very chic when you wear a red lip, and it makes your teeth look whiter too. So hey, you know. But yeah, that's my next tip, would be to wear makeup. My next tip would be to style your hair. I know that sounds, you know, like duh, but you'd be surprised the amount of people who go out and don't comb their hair. I mean, you don't have to do anything all fancy. As you can see, on this channel, I keep it classic and, you know, keep it chic with just a, you know, a pulled back low bun. I love my low bun. I think it's probably my signature here. Especially in the summertime, because I don't like for my hair to just, you know, be all in my face, because it's just too hot. I tend to wear my hair more so down in like the fall and winter time. So you probably will be seeing it soon, worn down. But in the summertime, I just keep it, basically this whole summer, I've kept it in a ponytail. And, you know, it's very low maintenance, you know, and it's very quick and simple and easy to get me out the door. But, you know, styling your hair can just make a world of difference, and just make you look that much more, you know, expensive and put together and chic. And specifically just, you know, in like a low bun or a high bun, or, you know, just curl, just comb your hair, style your hair, girl, just before you walk out the door. Because like I said, it can be make the difference between you looking like you got your life together and looking like a crazy person. That's my next tip, would be to style your hair. All right, and my last tip would be to buy secondhand or buy thrifted pieces. Now, this is kind of how you can get away with wearing like designer pieces. Also how you can get the natural fabrics that I was telling you about. You can find those kind of pieces at thrift stores or thrifted. Case in point, my Prada bag is thrifted. I actually got this from a luxury secondhand website, you know, so there's no way I would have been able to afford this probably if I went to Prada, you know, and purchased it from the brand Prada. But I got it secondhand, and that's how I was able to afford it, is by, I guess that's considered thrifted when you purchase from like a secondhand luxury website. Like there's all kinds of them out there, like Fashion File. I got that one from Vestiaire Collective, and I'm going to do a whole video about my, you know, luxury handbags, so stay tuned for that. But that's just one way that you can, you know, afford to get luxury pieces. Like, you know, these sunglasses aren't thrifted, but you can probably find something similar like on Poshmark or, you know, ThredUp or eBay. You know, people are selling stuff all the time just because they're trying to get rid of it or they're not using it. So that's one way that you can, you know, fall in love with a piece, or one way to get a piece, it's kind of, you know, second wind, I guess, is to purchase it secondhand. So that's kind of how, you know, you can afford, you know, like the natural, you know, fabrics. You know, I've gotten so many blazers from the thrift store that are so super quality. Like I can't believe somebody got rid of it, but you know, people do get rid of things all the time, like I said. So that's just one way that you can afford to wear, you know, expensive pieces, is to get them secondhand and, you know, make them your own and give them, you know, a little bit more love. That, you know, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So yeah, so that's one way that you can, you know, make your look more elevated and, you know, get that look for less, is by getting it, you know, secondhand or thrifted. So yeah, that's my, you know, final tip, is to purchase secondhand or thrifted. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for continuing to stick with me. I want to talk about why you should look expensive on a budget, okay? Because it's not enough to like tell people how to look it, but you want to know why you should look expensive on a budget, right? Like, why is it important? Why does it matter? Why should I care, right? But you should care. So one way that, or one reason why I feel like you should want to look expensive on a budget, if you have like a corporate job or a professional job where you have to be taken seriously. I mean, you want to go to your job, you know, and look professional. And looking expensive or looking put together and looking, you know, very chic is one way to look like, you know, you belong there. You belong at that job. You know, they didn't make a mistake in hiring you, you know. So that's just kind of one way why you should want to look expensive or look put together. When I say expensive, I mean, you know, looking put together and looking like you care about yourself. You definitely want to look like that when you're going into, you know, an office environment or, you know, professional job or corporate job, because you want them to take you seriously. You know, you want, you know, when you present yourself, to present yourself in such a way that, you know, you care about being there, and that, you know, you're going to represent their company and their brand or whatever. You're going to represent them well. And people want to hire people who look like, you know, their brand, or who, you know, represent their company well. And if you know, look the part, then they're going to want to hire you, and they're going to want you, you know, to be a part of their company. So that's just one reason why you want to look good and want to look put together and want to look, I guess, expensive, is so that you know, can be taken seriously at your job. Because who wants to go to work and feel like, you know, nobody, you know, respects you, or no, you know, because of how you look? You know, I know that sounds really, you know, just very just shallow, but you'd be surprised of how far you can get in life just based on appearance alone. And it's so, you know, like I said, so shallow. But a lot of times, you know, in my opinion, the way that you look is a very good representation of, you know, who you are. You know, if, like I keep, you know, repeating myself in this video, that when you look good, you feel good for one thing, but you also give off a vibe that you care. you know, that you care about how you look. If you care about yourself, then you're going to care about others as well. You know, if you don't care about yourself, then you're typically not going to care about other people. So that's kind of how a look, you know, and looking a certain way can, you know, get you in life. All right, and then the next reason why I think it's important that you would want to look expensive or put together is because of first impressions. You know, if you're going to that job interview, like I said, if you look like you don't care about yourself, then they're not going to think that you care about their company. You know, if you look like you command authority and that, you know, you look put together, then they're gonna think that that you're a good, employee, and they're gonna want to hire you if you look on point. And also if you're, meeting like, your significant others, parents or friends for the first time, you want to give off a good first impression. That's basically the reason why you want to look, stylish and look put together and look expensive, is so that you can give a good first impression, because first impressions are lasting impressions. I mean, they mean a lot. That first impression that you leave somebody can, that's how they look at you. And it's hard to kind of break that down once you, left that first impression. It's hard to kind of break people from how you were when they first met you, So it's important that you give off a good first impression. And that's why you should want to look good and want to look put together. And the next reason is just because you want to look good. You want to look good. And well, like I said, when you look good, you feel good. You just want to look good, and you just want to look like, you got your life together, even though you probably don't. But I'm a firm believer in fake it till you make it. Even if your life is in shambles, there's no reason why you should be walking around here looking like life is just hard. Okay, there's no reason to look like that, because it's not doing you any good when you just look like you don't care and you look like the world is just coming to an end. Get up and dress up and show up and turn up. I think I had that as a saying in one of my Instagram posts, but I'm a firm believer in that. Get up, dress up, turn up, show up, in that order. Okay. I mean, yeah, you don't have to walk around looking like the world is coming to an end. You don't have to walk around looking like, you don't care. Look like you care. Look like, hey, I don't care what's going on in my life right now. I don't care. It may be, it may, be, a crazy whirlwind in my life right now, but I'm going to still walk out this house, of course, with your mask on, of course. I'm going to still walk out this house like, today is the best day I've ever had in my life. And you just never know. It may be. It may be the best day that you have in your life. It's all a mindset thing. All right, guys. So that is it. That is my top tips on how to look expensive on a budget. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check the description box. I have the discount code for the jewelry brand that I mentioned in the video. If you want to check out some of their pieces, just, go into the description box and I'll have a link and my discount code for you in case you want to, purchase these pieces that I have on, or, look at, and browse the site and see if there's something else that you would like to purchase. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye guys.